We all know that relationships can be rather difficult at the best of times, and this becomes more so when we're in a foreigner-Filipino relationship that may be at first separated by vast oceans. But that doesn't mean we can't make a huge success of our relationship, and a big part of that is set around the roles we each play within that relationship that will determine if the relationship stands the test of time. In this video, I'll give you very valuable information that could certainly make a huge difference in your foreigner-Filipino relationship now and into the future. So be sure to stay with me here. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina and are not sure where to start, then why not check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site where it's free to create an account. Now straight up, I'm going to tell you that if you don't have sound knowledge of Filipino culture prior to your relationship, then you could be in for a rough time and a steep learning curve if you want a successful long-term relationship. As I've said many times before, if one thinks dating a Filipina is like dating a woman from his own country, then he needs to think again. Whilst women all over the world have many similar needs within a relationship to make her feel loved and secure, with a Filipina certain cultural values come into play that can have a huge effect on the relationship if one's not aware or simply doesn't care. And aside from the cultural aspects, many Filipinas are rather sensitive women and can be easily hurt by comments that they may deem to be an attack on them, their culture or country, even if that wasn't our intention. One must understand that many Filipinas have very traditional family values, much the same as many Western countries had some 50 years ago. Many Filipinas are brought up with religious and family values, and from those family values, she sees her role within the family very seriously. When she's living with her family, she'll take on many roles to ensure everyone is being looked after. She may share her money or even be a nurse to her parents if required, and she'll do these things without a second thought. And you can be sure that nothing changes for her when she marries a foreign guy. She'll still care for her parents the best way she can, which when oceans away is usually by sending money each month. But that aside, when she marries you, she'll now take her role as wife and the relationship very seriously. She's been brought up to do what it takes to create a happy home, and you can be sure that will be her new focus. This is not something forced. It is, as I say, cultural and something that many Western cultures don't have in this day and age, where a lot of this has been lost, as I say, over the past 50 years. Now, many of us have heard the term describing Filipinas as submissive when in a relationship, and this comes about largely because of their religious and family upbringing, as well as their cultural attitudes. The Bible tells her that she should be submissive to her husband. But what does that really mean? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Her family, and mother in particular, helps her to understand how to create a happy home life by tending to the needs of her future husband and keeping a neat and tidy house, as well as learning how to cook, clean, do laundry, etc. And one can be sure that these are the ingredients, apart from beauty, that attract many foreign guys to find a Filipina. So many want to find a woman with what I call old-fashioned values, especially for the older guys who remember a time in our countries where these values were common and they've seen them dwindle away over the years. Many foreign guys hope to find the right Filipina who will offer these values that he no longer feels is possible to find in his country. But one must understand exactly what is meant when we say a Filipina may be submissive. And certainly some men take this to mean that he is king of the relationship and she will do exactly as she's told and when she's told. Anyone who has this definition of a submissive Filipina in his mind sounds a little to me like a control freak. To me at least, what the term submissive Filipina really means is that the Filipina makes every effort to please the man and not to cause him too much grief. She knows that keeping a clean, tidy and orderly household with set routines are her priority, and she'll take pride in doing so. The Filipina may be guided by what her man says, but should always have her own voice and not be afraid to speak her mind and offer her own views and opinions on any subject. But you can be sure that a Filipina with these old-fashioned values won't push too hard to prove a point, and often, many Filipinos in general try and avoid conflict where possible. So if you see her backing down, or at least what appears to be backing down, just know that this is to save an argument, and one should encourage her to voice her view as she's safe to do so with you. This will allow the two of you to create a more equal and trusting relationship whilst she still remains true to her culture, religion and values that she holds dearly in her heart. I do see some foreign guys who think they can place authority over a Filipina around the fact that she may be considered as submissive, and they'll say that she likes it this way. I've heard some even say that she doesn't want to have to think for herself and she needs you to tell her what to do. This, of course, is absolute nonsense. It's plain and simple. These sort of guys may try and convince themselves of this, so they feel that they have an excuse to be a control freak or tyrant. I'm here to tell you for what it's worth, and that is, the more equally balanced a relationship is, where each sets out to please one another and the relationship, rather than by pushing the other down or stifling their voice and self-worth. Simply, the better off your relationship will be long term. Now, I'm not talking about feminism here at all, so don't feed me that old line. This is about mutual respect and understanding for each other that allows a relationship to continue to grow each and every day for many years. And simply, those guys that fail to understand how to play these vital roles within a foreigner-Filipino relationship will simply have a relationship that is not overly rewarding and may even come to an end at some point. For those that want to experience all the magic a foreigner-Filipino relationship has to offer, then understand what I've said here around her culture, religion and family beliefs, as well as around what the term submissive means in the context of a relationship with a Filipina, and treat each other accordingly. I know that some of you will follow what I've said in this video, and sadly there'll always be those looking to take advantage of the Filipina. The question is, which one are you, and what sort of relationship do you want? To get more valuable information and tips around foreigner-Filipino relationships, be sure to check out the playlist on screen now, and you'll be glad you did. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.